it going, shavers? Randy here with Atlas Shaving. I am super excited about today's shave. Today I'm shaving with the Rocky Mountain Barber Company Spearmint. Now I love the smell of spearmint, and I've had this for a while. This is the Pacific Caffeinated Aftershave, and I like the smell of it because it's got spearmint in it. And so I decided I wanted some spearmint shaving soap. So got this off Amazon. So we're gonna shave with that. For the razor, we're using the 6S with the Astra blade in it, and it has the base plate number 3. I like that last time, so we'll stick with that. And this will be shave number 2 on the blade, so I will not be loading a blade today. And then for the brush, we're using a lather&wood badger brush, and I got a little story to go with that, so I'll tell you that in a minute. And then for the watch today, I think what I'm gonna start doing is actually taking the watch off and showing you. And this actually has a story too. It was actually what got me into watch collecting, and I really like it. Overpaid for it. Again, I'll tell you the story when we get into the shave, but I really enjoy it. It's an automatic, no date on it, which sometimes can be nice. It does have the 24-hour. So even with no date, you still have to set it the correct time on the 24-hour. Took a little water out of the brush. Need to wet my face again. And this is what the soap looks like. Smells good. I had it open while I was taking a shower, and man, I love the smell of spearmint. I don't know why. Just do. Just one of those things. Sometimes you like certain things, just the smell of it. Of course, it reminds you of the chewing gum. The old chewing gum. The spearmint chewing gum. Lathers up really quick. We'll take as much as we can off there. Switch over to our mug. What's nice about the aftershave, I don't really, it's not really, you know, you have aftershaves that are liquid. This is more of a cream. But it works. Now this is only a 2-day growth. I was so excited to use this because it just came today. I didn't want to wait another day. Now the story with this brush is I bought it off Amazon. I bought this, and I bought some shave soap, the tobacco rose. You've seen that probably in the first video. And I bought this, and when I got it, I noticed, I mean, it wasn't a huge complaint. I just let them know that the writing was scraped off a little. Maybe hard to tell with the soap on there. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's covering the mustache, but the writing was just, you know, scratched a little. Not a big deal. So I just wrote them to let them know. And they also advertised that the brush didn't smell. And it's a badger. And if you've bought Badger brushes, you know they typically do smell, and this one still did, so I just let them know. Again, I wasn't complaining, it was more of, you know, I work for a company and we'd like to hear things like that. Like if you have an issue, that way you can fix it. And because they had sent a message before saying, hey, if you don't like something about it, send us a message. And so that's what I did. And they refunded this brush. So technically did not pay for it at all. They didn't say send it back. I really appreciate that. It's nice when you get a company that does things like that. Like I said, I wasn't complaining. A lot of times the writing, you know, if you're mixing it in a cup, it's going to bang against the wall and it may come off anyway. Now this is one of the, you know, it's not a huge knot on here, and it's not a super thick brush. But again, it really doesn't matter. Doesn't bother me. I think that's good. And again, we have the Astro blade. This will be the second shave, which should still be fun. It's nice, the Spearmint. It's not as bad as the, you know, I have this Cremo that's got menthol. And to me, when I put that menthol on my face, it's super strong, and it's almost like your face is on fire for the first minute, and then it kind of goes away. With the Spearmint, it's like a very, that's same feeling as the mint, but not near as strong. It's like just very barely. And the story on the watch, about 2 years ago, I got married for the second time. And we took a honeymoon. We took a cruise for a honeymoon. I had never been on a cruise. And this was before COVID and all that. It'd be crazy going on a cruise right now, which I think they're still shut down. But anyway, our first stop was St. Martin. And kind of a funny story before that, we'll get back into that. But my wife had asked me about buying a watch for a wedding gift, and I was like, no, I don't really, you know, I'm not really into watches. But anyway, we get to St. Martin, and there's one of the first stores we go into is a watch store. And they had watches and jewelry. Sometimes my accent comes out. And I saw that watch. Now the deal is, you know, I didn't have cell service on the ship, and I don't have, or I didn't have Wi-Fi either. But they had a little bit of Wi-Fi, a little nick right there. They had Wi-Fi at that store. And I'm a guy that likes to do a ton of research on things before I buy them. But I really couldn't, and I really liked the watch. And I thought it'd be a good souvenir from the honeymoon. So, talked it over with my wife. I think I paid probably $100 too much. I think I paid around $350 for it. And they had tons of other watches, and I'd heard of Bulova, so I wasn't super concerned that I was buying a knockoff. And that was my first watch when I really got into watch collecting. Before that point, I had never spent more than, I think, $60 was probably the max. I thought people were insane for spending more than that. And now that I've got into watches, it makes sense to me now. It's kind of like any other hobby. If you like guns, I'm into guns. You know, there's cheap ones and there's expensive ones. Or razors. You know, there's cheap razors and there's super expensive razors. Or these brushes. There's cheap ones, really expensive ones. So now I respect it. I think it was Ken Surf that said he might have a Rolex. I know he had Omega. Omega's a pretty expensive watch. But if you're not into watches, you really don't know. And I just bought my first expensive watch that I paid $1,000 for. Now the wife thought I was crazy, but it holds its value and it's worth, brand new costs $1,600. And it's an Oris Big Crown. I'll show it on one of the videos. But it was one I'd been wanting for a while. There's several Oris that I like. Of course, eventually I'd love to have a Rolex, but it just doesn't make sense right now. Thought I lost my razor for a second. All right, this is pass number 2, going with the grain because I have these Astro blades that like to eat me up. I mean, I know I complain about them a little bit, but it's actually the first blade I bought. But if you use the razor the way you're supposed to, you're not gonna have any issues. There's a lot of people love this blade. My son's first day, they actually went back to school today. He's been in school, but at home. I caught myself there talking. Maybe I did, I don't know, we'll see. And I have to pick him up and drop him off because he's across the county. So he can't take the bus. So I go there to pick him up Monday. He goes Mondays and Wednesdays. And I knew this was going to happen. They wave me to pull forward. So I do that. I wait. I did see where I nicked myself talking. I think there was a tiny bump there. They wave me to pull forward and I wait and I wait. Send them a text. You know, they can't have their phone on while they're at school. His phone was still off. So finally I wait about 10 minutes and I have to pull out and pull back around. And then he's standing right there. He's like, I didn't see you. I didn't know there was a car up there. So I told him next time, make sure he has his phone and I can text him. So he used to, when he was in the middle school, they would always call them. And they would come out. Still really slick. So I'd have to say thumbs up to the Spearmint Mountain Barber Company. I've seen some of their other stuff. I mean, still grab. Nice shade. Now when you do 2 passes with the grain, if you go up, you still may feel a little bit of hair, which is fine. Get my one little spot I missed. Problem with the chin area is if you don't hold this at the correct angle, sometimes you'll miss. There's that Nick. My son's name's Nicholas, so it's funny when I say I got a Nick, because it's technically I have 2 Nicks. Grab my washcloth. And I don't know if you can see this right here. I guess when you know, sometimes you see me with these glasses on and they'll sit right there, and I guess the oil's underneath the glasses cause you to get pimples right there, and I hate when you get pimples under the glasses. And then, like I said, for the aftershave, we're gonna use, I call it more of an afterlution, but the Pacific, see what it says. Shaving is about to get a lot more fun. The outstanding aftershave moisturizer uses caffeine to help reduce the appearance of redness and keep your skin looking and feeling healthy all day. It may not replace your morning coffee, but it will give a little extra kick. Apply anywhere you shave. Anywhere. Remember that. Just kidding. And it doesn't take a whole lot. Like I said, it's got a very similar smell because it's got spearmint in it. I met the other day, about dropped it. It says it has organic argan oil and spearmint. Well, that was a really nice shave. I really enjoyed that one. Love the spearmint. That concludes today's video, so hope everybody has a great day and see you on the next shave.